morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you. It is July 9th. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Let's get you ready for the day ahead and all of this heat we're going to be experiencing together here in the Inland Northwest.
Oh, goodness.
With meteorologist Thomas Patrick today. Thomas, that's a lot of red back there on that map.
It's a simple forecast, but it is an important one for the region. Yesterday, we broke record high temperatures at 100 degrees even for Spokane. The old record was 99, but no more, and plenty of triple-digit heat throughout the Inland Northwest. Just even more for today as our heat wave not only continues, but it still strengthens through this Wednesday. And that's where our excessive heat warnings go through with heat advisories, also to fill in the rest of the Inland Northwest. Everybody's going to be at least 97 or above for this afternoon. Up to 102 today would also break another record high in Spokane, and we might even break the record warm low temperature today as well. So record heat at both ends of the day.
Now, as this extreme heat continues, people who work outside are the most at risk for heat-related injuries.
And in Washington state, there are actually currently rules in place to protect outside workers. The emergency heat rules kick in when the temperature reaches at least 90 degrees. Cool down periods of at least 10 minutes are required every 2 hours. Longer and more frequent breaks are required when temperatures continue to rise to 100 degrees. Employers are required to monitor the temperature and air quality. The rules also include providing cold water and shade.
Right now, there is some concern about our water levels as more people are expected to head to area rivers or lakes to try and beat the heat. Now, the levels in many waterways are dropping. These waterways rely on melting snowpack to boost levels. But this winter, we didn't see much snowfall. So the Office of the Washington State Climatologist says the smaller amount is melting quicker.
Snowpack is melted out at this point, so we're in early July. A lot of that has melted through June, even earlier than expected, so 1 to 2 weeks earlier than normal because it was below normal snowpack. But we're still seeing some seasonal snow at our higher elevation sites.
So even though it looks like there is still plenty of supply in many waterways, the Department of Ecology redeclared a drought emergency in April for the entire state. Agencies will track those conditions as the summer progresses. Now, with the potential record-breaking heat, keeping your home cool can be such a challenge.
That's why KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live with Avista this morning. So, Brandon, we all want to stay cool during this heat wave and save on our energy bill. So what tips do you have? Good morning.
Good morning, Channing. Tim, well, I've already learned some good, helpful tips myself, and I'm happy to get those shared with all of you out there as well. And the person who's been kind of teaching us this morning is Michelle Drake with Avista, the Energy Efficiency Program Manager. Michelle, how are you feeling this morning?
I'm doing well.
Yeah. Good. Well, we appreciate you joining us this morning, and you've got all of these resources down here, right here, and I've been asking you questions, including about this softball. I was like, what is that for? And you informed me.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges today is going to be keeping the heat outside.
Yeah.
And so a lot of folks have gaps around their doors and windows at home. It's really common. And one way you can tell if you have gaps around your doors and windows is if the light comes through. And a 1/4 inch gap at the bottom of your door, if you were to consolidate that, it's like having a softball size hole in your door.
Yeah.
So most of us, if we had a hole that large, would fix it. So it just gives you a nice visual. So during times like this where you want to keep the heat outside, you want to eliminate those drafts around doors and windows by installing rope caulk around windows, using a new like a draft stopping tool around a door.
Yeah.
You can even roll up a blanket or towel below a door to just keep the air from moving in and out during this weather to keep that cool air in and the hot air outside.
Absolutely. And so earlier we had a chance to talk about the blackout panels, which are a good tip as well. I might have to get me some of those. But another thing you were kind of mentioning is that maybe going outside to cook might be the best method for all of this heat right now. Is that correct?
We want to keep the heat outside and avoid generating additional heat inside the home. So a few ways you can do that, and one is to avoid cooking inside as much as possible and or to use small appliances. In the next few days, it's a great time to get out your barbecue grill, to use your microwave if you need to cook indoors, to use smaller appliances like an air fryer, not to turn on your oven. Laundry can also generate a fair amount of heat. If you need to do laundry, consider taking your clothes outside outside to dry them on a clothesline.
That makes sense, you know, and I don't take my clothes to dry out often, so that makes sense. It's hot enough to get it dried out. And then one more question I've got for you. You've got these light bulbs over here. What are those referencing?
Light can also generate heat inside. So during these extreme temperatures, one thing to consider, if you haven't already switched your light bulbs out to LED light bulbs, consider doing that. They're available at all big box hardware stores. And in addition to using less energy year round, they generate less heat. So if you haven't done that, consider switching your bulbs out. Either way, if you're out of a room, turn the lights off today. Even that small amount of heat generated by light can make a difference today in keeping your home cool.
Absolutely. Well, Michelle, with a lot of great information right there, and then we're going to be talking with you for at least another hour here or so. So we're going to get you some more tips, but you can also find those on the website as well, right?
Yeah, visit our website, mayavista.com, for additional tips.
Perfect. Well, Michelle, we appreciate you, and we'll toss it back to you all in the studio. Thank you.
Some good advice. And this morning, the city of Spokane's cooling centers are back open today for people to use during the heat wave. A city code actually says they must open cooling centers when temperatures are forecasted to be 95 degrees or higher for at least 2 consecutive days. The Spokane libraries are open to help people cool off. This includes the Central Library, the Liberty Park, Shadle Park, Hilliard, South Hill, and Indian Trail libraries. There's also more support available at the Trent Resource Center. If you need a ride, Spokane Transit is offering free fare if you are heading to a cooling center.
In the meantime, the Kootenai County Emergency Management is also sharing a list of area cooling centers. Several libraries are open to cool down in, including in Coeur d'Alene, Rathdrum, Harrison, Hayden, and Spirit Lake. Now, for cooling center hours, you can contact the centers directly. And for more resources, you can visit niservicedirectory.com.
In the meantime, several organizations in Spokane are asking for help to keep people cool. Meals on Wheels of Greater Spokane County is asking for people to donate fans off of their Amazon wish list so they can deliver them to seniors in need during this dangerous heat. Also, the Giving Back Spokane group is asking for help to hand out neck cooling cloths and water misting spray bottles for those living outside. So far, they've raised more than $700 from the community. You can help these organizations and our neighbors in need by visiting our website, KREM.com. Let's get you back to breaking news we brought to you within the last half hour. Spokane Fire is investigating a camper and house fire. This all started at 4 o'clock this morning in a trailer outside of a house on North Adams Street, that is in North Spokane. The department says the fire then spread to the front of the house. Spokane Fire says someone was living inside the camper before the fire, but they are not sure, or they are not in the area anymore. We will continue to follow this developing situation and bring you updates here on Up with KREM as we get them. Now to an update this morning on a story we've been following since May. That Pullman toddler will be reunited with her mom after more than a month-long search that crossed the southern border.
Police now say Mexican authorities found the child with her father and his fiance in Santa Ana, Mexico over the weekend. So last month, Aaron Ong failed to return his daughter to her mother. Ong's fiance, Nadia Cole, was believed to be traveling with him after she was reported missing in Seattle. Ong is being held in Arizona right now, awaiting extradition to Whitman County on charges of custodial interference. Cole has been deported back to the U.S. Pullman police say it's too early to tell if she will be charged.
We have new information this morning. The Spokane County Medical Examiner identified 19-year-old Maria Capiston as the person shot and killed in a drive-by shooting over the weekend. It happened in North Spokane on West Cortland Avenue. Shortly after the shooting, a memorial honoring the young woman showed up near Emerson Park. It had balloons and a photo and flowers. The medical examiner ruled her death as a homicide. This morning, Spokane police continue to search for a suspect. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Check. That number there at the bottom of your screen.
At 6:09, we say let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. Fire investigators need some help finding a person suspected of setting fire to the Sandpoint Army surplus store. According to the city of Sandpoint, surveillance video shows someone on the night of July 4th approaching the Army surplus store. Then moments later, flames can be seen as the suspect walks away. The store's owner says the building is a complete loss. Sandpoint police and the Idaho fire marshals are now offering a $5,000 reward for any information. Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson has resolved the 3 remaining cases in the chicken price-fixing lawsuit. The case claimed 19 chicken producers drove up the price since 2008, causing people to overpay millions of dollars. Last year, Ferguson announced the $35.5 million from the case and the $5.1 million from a similar case related to price-fixing in the canned tuna industry will be returned to consumers. And so far, about $30 million has been returned to Washingtonians. Boston Celtics second-round draft pick Anton Watson will be joined by former Zach Killian Tilly on the Celtics Summer League roster. Tilly hasn't played in the NBA since 2022, but now he has a chance to impress NBA teams and potentially earn another NBA opportunity. And that's a look at your Morning Rush.
Take a look at our weather conditions. Outside feels quite pleasant, but very warm, especially for this hour of the morning. Our temperatures have not dropped below 70 degrees here in Spokane, and that would be a record warm low temperature, i.e. It is the warmest the low temperature has ever been for this day. We are still at 72. It's already warmed back up to 66, even with just an hour of sunshine already. And yeah, we are back to record highs for the afternoon as well, likely our second straight day at 100 degrees, and we'll tack on a third for tomorrow. So we'll show you where those record highs stand for these next 2 days and what to expect as our temperatures just back off into the 90s and how gusty the winds will be for this Wednesday.